1 in 4 people from our Black communities don't share their mental issues. Why do you think this exists?
Definitely, I think because there's a stigma around that. And also, again, I think there's an element of lack of trust in the authorities. When I've talked to people before and elders as well about their struggles with their mental health, for example, I've heard things like, well, in the 80s and 90s, if you were a parent and you talked about struggling with your mental health, your kids would be taken away. As a Black woman or a Black person, how do you feel safe, about that? And also, unfortunately, we have been let down in institutions. That I saw a program, I think it was last year, about Black women and childbirth, and how we're most likely to die from things like that. And
I saw a documentary similar to that. Yes.
Yeah, so I don't think it's intentional, but I don't think there's been many messages that show that there's care for us, for our mental health, let alone even if we just look at our physical health. The messages have been that it feels sometimes unsafe to go and seek health support as a Black person. So especially when it comes to mental health, which is even more stigma and more taboo, I think there's not only is there shame that we're carrying and stigma, but there's also like, who do we go to with it? Who can we trust to help us feel that we can get better and not be judged?
Wonderfully described. And I love where you made that reference, which is very clear. Our elders, our grandparents, there was that existence that if you do ask for help, your children could be taken away from you. Or if you ask for help, you're automatically put in a psychiatric ward or a detention centre. And those things have carried on to the next generation out of fear. Why do you think in our own communities, we are not open with each other about discussing our mental health and stigma within our own communities between one another?
I think it's just exactly what you said about the transgenerational aspect of it. That has been something that has just been carried through our generations, in that for so many years, our ancestors, families before us, the focus was survival. Especially because we came from a different country. Let's be real. We live here now, but we were not born here. So with the kind of, the anxieties that come with being an immigrant, your focus is survival. Your focus is finding a house, settling in this country, getting work. Then you've got racism, you've got everything else on top of that. So I believe that part of it is due to not having a space to be able to talk to anyone about it. Because again, who would you go to?
You are so true, because if we look back, and it's not that long ago, my grandmother is about 84, 85. I better get it right. Maybe she's 83, but that's not long ago, really. Like she might have came here, on the Windrush, which wasn't that long ago. I think it's only like 56 years. So for them not to have an established mental health service system that supported them, it's not that long ago, most definitely. I'd love to introduce my podcast guest host today, who is a Black therapist. Martina, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Hi Bella. My name is Martina Jean-Jacques, and I'm a counsellor, psychotherapist, clinical supervisor, and mentor.